स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. Namaskar to all of you. Welcome to the study of Devi Mahatmyam. We will first chant the meditation verse on Mahakali, Mahakali Dhyanam. You can please repeat this verse after me. खड्गं चक्रगदेषु चापपरिघान् खड्गं चक्रगदेषु चापपरिघान् शूलं भुशुण्डीं शिरः शूलं भुशुण्डीं शिरः शङ्खं सन्धदतीं करैस्त्रिनयनाम् शङ्खं सन्धदतीं करैस्त्रिनयनां सर्वाङ्गभूषावृतां यां हन्तुं मधुकैटभौ जलजभूस्तुष्टावसुप्ते हरौ यां हन्तुं मधुकैटभौ जलजभूस्तुष्टावसुप्ते हरौ नीलाश्मद्युतिमास्य पाददशकाम् नीलाश्मद्युतिमास्य पाददशकाम् सेवे महाकालिकाम् सेवे महाकालिकाम्. We are learning to chant the 23rd verse, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30, maybe up to 31st. We will be learning to chant. Before that, we will do some revision where we had stopped last time to know the context where we are studying. We all know that one businessman, Vaishya, a trader, like the king Suratha, this trader named Samadhi has also come to the forest and he was wandering here and there. He was also in grief. Now he has come to the ashrama of Medhas, the Rishi Medhas, and he came near the king. The king was watching him. So now he is asking this Samadhi, the Vaishya or the trader, the question. Tatra viprashramabhyase Vaishyamekam dadarsha saha sa prushtastena kastvambho hetuschagamanettra kaha. Satatra, there, that king, Viprashramabhyase, in the vicinity of that Vipra's ashrama, Vaishyamekam dadarsha, saw a Vaishya, a trader. Kastvam bho, sir, who are you? Agamanetra hetukaha, what is the reason for your coming here? Prushtastena was asked of him. That is when that trader Samadhi was asked by this king Surata. The king noticed this trader Vaishya in the vicinity of the Rishi's ashrama. He asked him, Sir, who are you? What is the reason for your coming here to this forest and to the ashram? Sashoka iva kasmatvam durmana iva lakshyase ityakarnya vachastasya bhupatehe pranayoditam pratyuvacha sa tam vaishyah prashnayavanato nrupam. So now the king is continuing to tell, Kasmatvam, who do you? Sashoka iva, appear with sorrow. Durmana iva lakshase, seem as if you are agitated. Ityakarnya, having heard this, the loving enquiry by the king about this trader or Vaishya Samadhi, Vachastasya bhupatehe, the words of the king addressed lovingly, and being questioned thus, the Vaishya, the trader, replied to the king. So now the next one is Vaishya uvacha. Then the trader or Samadhi said to the king, Samadhirnama Vaishyoham Utpanno Dhaninam Kule. Samadhirnama, I am Samadhi by the name, Vaishyoham by work, I am a trader, I am Utpannaha, born, Dhaninam Kule, into a very rich family, clan. I am a Vaishya, a trader by name Samadhi. I am born into a rich family. So in earlier classes, I have gone into the detail of who is a Vaishya, who is a Brahmana, who is a Kshatriya, who is a Shudra, all that thing. I have told it is based on, according to our Vedas, according to Bhagavad Gita, all that things are based on the, not by birth, but by the work they do and also by the qualities they have. Guna, Karma, Vibhagaha. There is a chapter itself in Bhagavad Gita, Guna, Karma, Vibhaga. So about what is our quality, I have also last time when I was explaining about that, I had mentioned, I will explain about that taking the help of Guna. What is that Guna? Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. So at different quantities make these people. How and what? Let me take up in another this thing. Now let me go forward. What is that? Here the Vaishya, he is telling, I am a Vaishya by name Samadhi. I am born into a rich family. Putra darair nirastascha dhanalobad asadubihi vihinascha dhanair daraihi putrair adayame dhanam. Dhanalobat, greedy for wealth. Asadubihi putra daraihi, due to wicked sons and wives. So you should see here, there is the plural, wives. That means he had not just one wife, but maybe this trader, he had many wives. May dhanam adaya, having seized misappropriated my wealth and money and everything, vihinascha, and I was dispossessed of all my wealth. Dhanair dharaihi, putraihi, of wealth, wives and sons. I am without wealth, sons or wives, as my covetous sons and wives have seized all of my wealth in a wrong way. Now Vaishya is explaining about himself, why he came to the forest and why he is roaming about in a sorrowful way. He is telling about his condition. Vanam abhyagato dhukki nirastaschapta bandhubihi sohamna vedmi putranam kushalan. I think from here we have to learn the chanting, 23rd. Kushala Kushalatmikam. So let us start our learning the chanting. Until the previous one, we had learned how to chant. Now from here, we are going to learn how to chant the verses. It is on page 8, the Prathamodhyaya Devi Mahatmyam, page 8, 23rd verse. Om Soham na vedmi putranam Soham na vedmi putranam Kushala Kushalatmikam Kushala Kushalatmikam Pravrittim Swajananancha Pravrittim Swajananancha Dharanam Chatra Samstitaha Dharanam Chatra Samstitaha Kim nu tesham grihe kshemam Kim nu tesham grihe kshemam Akshemam kinnu sampratam Akshemam kinnu sampratam Katham te kinnu satvritta Katham te kinnu satvritta Durvritta kinnu me sutaha Durvritta kinnu me sutaha Rajovacha Rajovacha. So we will see the simple meaning up till this and then again continue the other verses. We will see how to chant those verses. Now, Soham na vedmi putranam kushala kushalatmikam. Here, the king said, O trader or samadhi, why is your mind affectionately attached to those covetous people of folk, that is your sons and wives and others who have deprived you of your wealth? They have deceived you, they have troubled you, they have taken away all your wealth, and they have put you out of the house. In spite of that, why is your mind still lovingly attached to them, thinking about them? So when the king asked in this manner, now the merchant said, that is Rajo Vacha. Now whatever we learnt, that is the simple meaning. After that we will go into the detailed meaning of that too. Now Rajo Vacha is over. Now the Raja is asking again, what is that? Yair nirasto bhavan lubdaihi putradharadebhir dhanaihi teshu kim bhavan sneham Anubadnati manasam. That Rajovacha we will see. King is telling them. Let us learn this chanting now. Rajovacha Rajovacha Rajaha Uvacha. Raja means king. Said. Uvacha means said. Yair nirasto bhavan lubdhaihi yair Anubhatnati manasam Anubhatnati manasam. The meaning I have already explained. Why is your mind affectionately attached to those covetous folk? Now Vaishya Vacha, to that question of the king. Now Samadhi or the trader is telling the king. What is he telling? Vaishya Vacha. Evametat yatha praha Evametat yatha praha Bhavan asmadgatam vachaha Bhavan asmadgatam vachaha Kim karomi na bhadnati Kim karomi na bhadnati Mama nishturatam manaha Mama nishturatam manaha Yaih santyajya santyajya pitrasneham yai santyajya pitrasneham dhanalubdhair nirakritah dhanalubdhair nirakritah patisvajana hardancha patisvajana hardancha harditeshveva me manah harditeshveva me manah. The simple meaning of this, whatever Vaishya has told to the king, is the king said, why is your mind affectionately attached to those covetous folk? To which the merchant said, this very same thought has occurred to me, just as you have uttered it. What can I do? My mind does not become hard on those people who have deceived me, taken away my wealth, even though they are my own children and wives. My mind doesn't become hard against them. It bears deep affection to those very persons who have driven me out in their greed for wealth. Abandoning love for a father. See, those children, I am their father. They have abandoned that respect and love, and they have put me out of the house, my home, taking away with greed all my wealth, abandoning love for their own father and attachment to one's own husband, that is about his wives and kinsmen. Now, I do not comprehend, although I know it, O noble hearted king, how it is that the mind is prone to love even towards those worthless kinsmen. On account of them, I heave heavy sighs and feel dejected. What can I do, since my mind does not become hard towards those unloving ones? So now, these are the conversation between them. So the king is also confused. He himself has been deceived by his ministers and his servants, and his kingdom also has been usurped. And here, this Vaishya, the trader, it's the same thing. His own wives, his own children and kinsmen have deceived him, taken away his property, and put him out of the house. Now, both of them came here to the ashram. For some time, the king's mind got calm and quiet after seeing the rishi, after seeing the ashram, the wonderful atmosphere. But what can you do? You can go to the best of the places, into the cave, into the Himalayas, into the forest. But if you carry all the thoughts, the attachment in your mind, after some time, everything will come out and disturb. It will, though you may be in the best of the places, but in your mind you are carrying all these thoughts, all these, what you call the jealousies, the hatred, the attachment, everything is there. I think recently I told in some of the classes about one beautiful incident. What is that? Now, suppose you are having one cup. In that you have filled coffee. How much? Up to the brim. Full. Not even, if you add one drop, then that coffee will fall down. Now you are holding that coffee to drink. Somebody comes in a hurry and bumps into you. Okay? When they bump you and your coffee cup or your hand, what will happen? What is your answer? What is going to fall down? You will tell, coffee will spill out. No. It's the answer. Why? Why is it? If somebody bumps into me, I have a cup of coffee full, so coffee is going to fall out. You are telling, no, how is it? The answer is, if you had tea, then tea would have spilled out. If you had something else, that would have spilled out. So now let us change the scenario. Now the cup of your heart. Now if you fill it with service, love and affection and good thoughts, positive thoughts, then when your life comes with bumps, challenges, difficulties, that will come out. Suppose you have filled up hatred, anger, negative thoughts, and all that is bad. You have been filling up your cup. Then when there is a bump in your life, when there is fight between you and another person, or there is difficulty coming to you in your life, or there are challenges coming to your life, what will spill out? Whatever you have filled the cup will automatically, without even your control, it will come out. You may dramatize, you may feign, no, I'll be very soft and other things. But how much can you cover it up? How much can you keep quiet? That will come out. So people will come to know. That's why they tell, the moment you open your mouth, your real color will come out. Until you are silent, you might have dressed very well, your face may be looking very good, people will have good opinion about you. But the moment you talk, means your thoughts come out, then they will come to know what is your real color. Likewise, you may hide many things, like all these anger, all the things you have filled all these days. When somebody scolds you, when somebody, the boss or your wife or your husband or your children hurt you, then there is difficult situation. What comes out? Whatever you have filled until now, that comes out. So that's why be careful what you fill into your cup, into your heart. So now you see, these both of them are into trouble. They have difficult situation. They have come to the ashram. It's very peaceful. They are in the satsang of people. But what to do? For some time, the mind was quiet. Now, whatever you have filled is coming out. Both of them are surprised. Why are we feeling for them? Why is that attachment? Even though they have deceived, we could have now forgotten them and thought of our own life and just focused on what is good, and we could have led a spiritual life. But we cannot. Why? All these days you are filling up with these thoughts. So that is coming out. You can't control. It is not in your control. Now that is happening. Now in the last class, we had told about some of the things discussed. Why does this happen? Again, we will go through that because it was very, very interesting. What we need to note here is that both the individuals lived a righteous life. They based their life on righteousness, dharma. They were leading a good life, flawless life in accordance with dharma. That is laws of nature and laws of land. Yet, why did such a calamity come into their life? When a person lives a perfect dharmic life without any expectation, now you are leading, you want to go on like that, you don't want any other changes, you want equilibrium to be maintained. Now Mother Nature will not allow that to happen. Because after you have reached the saturation, Mother Nature sees that you should go to the next level of evolution. Just like now you are in, maybe let us hope 5th grade or 6th grade. Okay, let us take 6th grade. You finished studying all that. You had very good friends in your 6th grade. So many friends were there. You loved them. You loved the teacher. Now you don't want to go to the 7th grade. But will the education, organization keep quiet? It will bring the examination or the test immediately to you. So the teacher who is conducting, the professor or the teacher who is conducting the examination is very close to you. You love him. But in the examination, you do not know the answer. You are writing this thing. So though he is very good, will he help you? Will he tell you the answers for the examination? No. If you do not know, you have to suffer. You have to face the difficulty. Why? you will be tested thoroughly, because for you to move to the next step, that is the 7th grade. So difficulties when you are leading a very dharmic life or any this thing, what happens will, the nature will bring challenges, difficulties, so that you can become strong and now rise to the next level of evolution that is happening to these people. Every jiva, every living being, you see, now they are leading a good life according to dharma. When they are going on that, when a person lives a perfect dharmic life without any expectation, the mother nature, Prakriti, who constantly seeks evolution of the living beings, has to raise the soul to higher stages and stages of evolution. But every living being, every object of the universe wants inertia. They don't want to go forward. If you ask the neurologist how your brains are made out of, you see the picture of a brain. There will be furrows. So whatever you are doing, those work or whatever, any kind of this thing, there will be many, many furrows in your brains. So it can be the foldings. So it goes deeper and deeper and deeper things. Suppose you learn new language. Suppose you learn, get new friends. So then there will be new furrows in your brain. But now, as the nature, our mind doesn't want to get into new mode. It wants the old system to go. If it has to make a new furrow, it doesn't like it. It will create opposition. The brain will create opposition. It wants to go in the old furrow itself because extra energy. See, what is this thing in the electricity? Where will the electrons flow? Where there is least resistance. That's why there is ohms or resistance in the electricity. How will the water flow? Where there is least resistance, downwards. Likewise, our mind also wants to flow where there is least resistance. So it doesn't want to go up. It doesn't want to go high. Then all these difficulties will come. Then the Guru will come in your life who will lift you to the higher levels, will help you. So now you see, every living being, every object in this universe bears inertia, resistance to move away from the comfort zone. We want comfort zone. As I told in the last class, what are we planning? From the childhood, what are we learning? How much hard work we are doing? We are saving money for the future. We are saving all this insurance and so many things. You are preparing yourself, hard work and reading and working in the office, everything. Why? To lead a retired life. What is your dream? You should be sitting nicely, comfortably on your couch and watching TV and eating popcorn, getting tea and other things to your very nearby, near your couch itself. Everything should be provided, watching. That's your dream. See, what a dream do you have? What kind of life you want? You are planning, everything you are planning is for your retired life. And when you go to the retired life, you can't enjoy it. Because the thoughts of the past and the thought of the future, after death, what is going to happen, will start troubling you. You cannot retire and be happy in the retirement life, because it will make you suffer. So always you should try to go higher and higher in the stages of evolution. Then only you will be getting into that beautiful higher divine mode. Now, the nature will not allow you to be in that comfort zone or inertia. Then he or she will face challenges. Then it becomes inevitable that the entire being, from its core to the skin, has to be shaken up and triggered forth. And Mother Nature provides such calamities out of love, concern and compassion for the soul, to wake up the soul from its slumber and reach the highest state, get the fullness. God and Mother Nature never say that they will not send misfortunes and calamities in your life, but they assure the devotee that they shall be with the devotee at all times and give them strength to bear when such things comes, and make them the cause of their evolution. So until this we had discussed in the last class. So I gave you that context because you will understand now further. In fact, they, that is Mother Nature, that is what we call the Mahamaya or something, seem to have reserved. See, note this. The Mother Nature seems to have reserved the greatest trials for their dearest devotees. Mother Nature has preserved and reserved the greatest trials for their dearest devotees. Moreover, the necessary precondition for evolution is suffering. When suffering comes, why suffering? When suffering comes, man struggles and strives with all his strength and capacity to go beyond or escape. Then only begins evolution. You know why? You become strong. The more you struggle, you become stronger and stronger. You will go up. When happiness comes, man never likes to move or change. And there is bound to be stagnation. So what happens if the water stagnates? It will start stinking. It will start collecting bacteria and viruses, and all that will be going into ruins if there is stagnation. So water should be always flowing. It should never stagnate. Same thing with us. The souls here, Suratha and Samadhi, were ready for such a transformation, and out of the blue came the blessings in the disguise of calamities. Have you not noticed Holy Mother tellings? What is that? Sufferings are gift from God. I also have quoted another statement of Swami Vivekananda. Difficulties are better teachers than happiness. Difficulties are better teachers than happiness. So now I will take you through another beautiful statement of Swami Vivekananda. It is so nice. Why? Why suffering? Because we don't like sufferings, you see. We want comfort zone. So why suffering? Why should God give us suffering? God will not give us suffering. It's only whatever karmas, bad karmas we have done, that will be bought at that time so that it will help you. How? I will give you an example. What is that example? You know, the scientists, the space scientist in India, that organization is called ISRO. I used to talk to one of the scientists there, Ratnakar. He is no more now. When I was in Bangalore, because their base was in Bangalore, the scientist was a devotee of our ashram, used to come. So I asked him, how is that your organization sends the satellite to the orbit or to the moon? The cost is so less. They sent their vehicle to the moon, and the cost was less than one Hollywood movie. Can you imagine? How could that happen? Then he explained, see, our scientists are so very hardworking and intelligent, they don't waste anything. And they make use of the earth rotation and revolution. The force, you see, you do not know, at the equator and at the circumference, the earth which is rotating with so much of high speed, some 1000 kilometers per or something, even more than that per hour. That is the velocity with which the earth is rotating. Because of the gravity, we are all stabilized and staying. If there was no gravity, we would have all been thrown into the orbit. That is the high speed with which the earth is rotating. Not only rotating, revolving also, going around the sun. So now our scientists in India, they make use of the rotation and revolution of the earth to put the rocket to the orbit. So the fuel used will be less. So they will see the time and the place. They choose the place and the time in such a way that The rocket will make use of the rotation of the earth, the speed of the earth also. Then to go out of the atmosphere and the gravity power, what is that? It should have escape velocity. It should go beyond that gravity force. So that is 9.8. I think the scientist will be knowing that. I studied those very long back. What is that 9.8 kilometers acceleration or something like that per kilometers per square kilometer or something. I have forgotten all those things. Whatever it might be, escape velocity. If you Google it, you can come to know. So to see how the scientists made use of the rotation, the power of rotation, speed, to put the rocket to the out of the atmosphere. Now likewise, here God or Mother Nature will make use of our own bad karmas. Whatever bad karmas we have done, that will be utilized to bring in the difficult situation so that we will go up in life. The Lord or anybody cannot or will not put you into difficulty. It is our own karma. At that time, that will be brought in such a way that they will make use of our own karma to help us to evolve. See, now I will take you through one beautiful statement of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda is telling, Mother, be not anxious. It is against the big tree that the great wind strikes. Will the great wind or cyclone strike a small tree or a small grass? No. It is against the big tree that the great wind strikes. Poking a fire makes it burn better. A snake struck on the head raises its hood, and so on. When there comes affliction in the heart, in your heart, when there comes affliction in the heart, when the storm of sorrow blows all around, and it seems light will be no more, when hope and courage are almost gone, it is then and then alone, in the midst of this great spiritual tempest, that the light of Brahman, your true nature, the light of Brahman within gleams. Brought up in the lap of luxury, lying on the bed of roses, and never shedding a tear, who has ever become great in this world? Show one example. Anybody without struggling or striving hard has come up to a very high level. One example you can show. Vivekananda is questioning, is telling, brought up in the lap of luxury, lying on a bed of roses, and never shedding a tear, who has ever become great? Who has ever unfolded the Brahman, that is true nature of yours, within? Why do you fear to weep? Weep. Face the difficulty. Why do you fear to weep? Weep. Weeping clears the eyes and brings about intuition. Then the vision of diversity, man, animal, tree, slowly melting away, makes room for the infinite realization of God. Everywhere and in everything, that is the truth. See what wonderful thing Swami Vivekananda has told. The difficulty is just when the big tree, only the great wind strikes. Poking a fire makes it burn better. A snake stuck on the head raises its hood. When there comes affliction in the heart, when the storm of sorrow blows all around, and it seems light will be seen no more, when hope and courage are almost gone, it is then, in the midst of this great spiritual tempest, that the light of Brahman, God, or your true nature, shines within, gleams. So now you can see what is the use of all the difficulties and other things, sorrows in our life. They are very, very useful. Now, here nature has not only given painful situation, but brought them to the doors of an able and wise Guru. At that time, nature also will bring help in the form of a wise Guru. Conversion to life, spiritual and internal transformation to sincerely strive for eternal happens. One gets an able Guru. Then the Guru will come to play his role in your life. Look at the Guru whom these two, Samadhi and Surata, approach. As his name suggests, he is Sumedha. Medhas or Medha is power to penetrate into any secret. What is Medha? Power of Medha? Medha means power to penetrate into any secret or mystery and unravel the truth behind. Medha is again the power of comprehension. Power of retention is also called Medha. That is super memory, Medha means. And power of application in right time is also Medha. In right situation and right place. Medha is also the capability to present things in proper way to make others understand a thing. Medha is wisdom to manage any situation of life. It is unique capacity to gain and give, learn and teach, help and train people in a particular field. If this Medha is used in a constructive way for the good of an individual or a society or the world or humanity, it is called Sumedha. If it is used for destructive purposes, to harm others, it is called Durmedha. Right living brings the living being in contact with the right Guru. The Sumedha, see, his name itself indicates such a great Guru. Sumedha. I told about the greatness of Medha. Again, I will repeat it in the next class so that you will get an idea what is that Medha. Why that name of that Guru. And also later on I will also explain what is the meaning of Surata. The king is named Surata and the trader's name Samadhi. What is that indicative of? What is the deeper meaning of it? Why is Durga Saptashati bring this name? So I have explained about what is this greatness of Sumedha. The right Guru. The Sumedha whose part is to awaken the soul from ordinary worldly awareness to a higher spiritual awareness. We need to find spiritual solution even for secular problems. You cannot solve worldly problems with worldly solution. No problem in this world can be solved. All the problems can be solved only by spiritual solutions. That's why the need of the Guru. I've told many times earlier, but again I'll repeat it. It was told by one famous CEO of a company called Alibaba. It's a Chinese company. The CEO of that company's name is Jack Ma. His name was Jack Ma. So he told something. What is that? If you throw banana and money in front of a monkey, what will the monkey choose? Only banana. It will not take the money. Why? He doesn't know that money can bring more bananas. So it will take only the banana and leave the. Suppose it is given to a man, ordinary man, he knows the value of money. He will take banana, he will take money also. But suppose now, ordinary man, if he is given banana, money and health, he will choose up to money, banana and money, he will not choose health. Why? Because with a healthy body, a healthy mind, he can earn more money. Jack Ma only told up to the money, banana and money. I am adding all these things. Suppose if you have healthy body, healthy mind, then you can earn more money and you can eat more banana. Yeah, still further, if we throw banana, money, health and spiritual life, you will not take spiritual life. You will come only up to the health. You can see so many people in the West and everywhere, they are attracted to Hatha Yoga, they will do exercises. Why? Only to maintain a good health and good mind so that they can enjoy this life. That's all. But they do not know you will have good health, physical and mental health, only by spirituality. Without spiritual life, you cannot have these things. So, see, the spiritual awakening is very, very important. It can give you everything. Then whatever calamities, whatever disturbances cannot touch you, you'll be insulated. That is the speciality of spiritual life. So, we need to find spiritual solutions even for secular problems. For that alone can really solve all our problems and release us from the karmic bondage. This is the ancient Hindu method. We see the sage leading them to the divine. Now, Sri Ramakrishna has revived this again to solve all human problems by presenting divinity of man and one spiritual existence in which all differences dissolve. So, spiritual solution is the only real solution which can solve all other things. So, I gave you that example of banana, money, and that health and spiritual life about the monkey. And another place, to make it more clear and logic, Vivekananda beautifully explains what is that. Now, what will your parents give in your life? First thing is Annadana, charity of food. They will feed you nicely. It's called Annadana, isn't it? All the parents give their children Annadana. They will feed them nicely. Okay, very good. Suppose you eat food, how much of your bondage of hunger will be satiated? Maybe for 4 hours or 5 hours. After the 6th hour, you will again feel hungry. So you cannot completely satiate the bondage of hunger. Okay, then what about the next charity? Giving cloth. It is called Vastradana. This is called Annadana, giving charity of food. Then Vastradana. Suppose the bondage of covering your modesty, because you have to go out in cold, or you don't want to live like animals with a bare body or something, so you cover your body with cloth. So giving a cloth, how much of that bondage can be taken out? Only for maybe 6 months or 1 year. After that, the cloth is torn. Again, he has to get a new cloth. So above this charity of Annadana and Vastradana is Pranadana. What is Pranadana? Suppose I fall sick, or I have some other accident or something, I can't work. Then if you give him medicine, if you give him service, diet and all other thing, then he can come back to health. He can stand on his own feet. What is that called as? Pranadana. The giving of medicine, the giving of diet, the giving of service to make him healthy. That is called Pranadana. Next higher. Then he can earn his clothing, he can earn his living, taking the food. Now, higher charity than that is Pranadana is Vidyadana. What is that Vidyadana? Charity of giving education. What kind of education? Breadwinning education, by which he can earn money, by which he can have his own, stand on his feet, he can gain his health, he can also look after the clothing, he can look after his food. So all his bondages are removed when you give him education. So amongst the charity, the highest is education, breadwinning education. Then Vivekananda tells, higher than this education, there is one more thing. See, this is aparavidya, breadwinning education. But there is another education, that is paravidya, the higher education, spiritual education. Why, how is it greater? What is the use of that? If you see, the parents and other people can give up till education, the bondage. But are you completely now satisfied and happy? Now you can see so much of new innovation, so much of new gadgets, so much of artificial intelligence is coming to make you more comfortable. I had asked one person in a very good, big multinational company, what was the R&D done there? He was telling, Swamiji, we are now doing a research whereby, that was some 10, 15 years back. Now they might have gone still forward. As soon as he comes to the house, there will be a chip embedded in his skin or something. It will tell that he's feeling hot. Then he's feeling hot. Automatically the fan will start or the aircon will start. The windows will open. Now everything is embedded in him. Now his thoughts, his feeling, everything will start working. That was the research at that time, 10, 15 years. So now of all these things, now the fan may start, everything, the food may come to him, all that thing, has it reduced the sorrow in this world? Has it increased the happiness index in this world? No. The happiness index is reducing, the sorrow index is rising. With all the new invention, with so much of new invention, nothing has increased or decreased. It's the same thing. Happiness and sorrow index is the same. How is that? Nothing. So now the spiritual emotion, now there is what called, first it was called IQ, intelligence quotient. Then it was called emotional quotient. Now they tell spiritual quotient. If the spiritual quotient is correct, if you have spiritual life, if you have the knowledge of spirituality, then what happens? Not only the bondage of this world, but all the bondages in our next life, after death, and the life to come will be dissolved. Not only of this life. That's why the spiritual education, paravidya, is the highest charity. So only Guru can give you that. Parents can give only up till this. So then now you see how the nature will bring the Guru in your life, and then all your problem, though there may be a lot of problem, but the spiritual knowledge which you gain will help you to insulate you, whatever might be the difficulty, all that bondages will be cut and it will protect you. Now you have come to know the method of life, how nature brings the difficulty. Also the Guru comes in your life, how everything will be solved. You have to raise yourself to higher and higher level. Then the problems will not be a problem. With final one example, I will end my discussion for today. Also, I think we have some more time. What is that? See, Yatishwaranandaji Maharaj used to tell. There was a wall. On the other side of the wall, there was the mango garden or some fruit garden, where the sweet fruits were there in the tree. Two boys, young children, they may be 5 and 6 years old. They want to go that side. But the other elderly boys are jumping the compound, going there and eating the fruit. They too wanted to go, but they can't. Why? Because there is a big compound there. They are so short, they can't cross. So they started crying, we cannot go there. So the difficulty has come. They can't cross the wall. So the elderly boy was a little intelligent. He put the box and collected some of the bricks and made a step and raised their height and jumped to the other side. Both of them went, ate the fruits and came back. Now that is your worldly solution. But after 10 years or 15 years, the problem will be there. The wall is the problem for them to go and enjoy the fruits. But they will not be pestered or troubled by the problem. Why? After 10 years, 15 years, they grow in size, they become elderly. Then that problem, though it exists, will not be a problem. They can just cross over that problem and go and enjoy the fruit. So we are having so many problems here. So how to overcome the problem? You have to outgrow the problems, difficulties. You have to grow in spiritual stature. When you grow in spiritual stature, though the problems will be still existing just like the wall, then the problem and the difficulty will not be any more difficulty or problem. That is the secret of this. So now we shall, before stopping, because we have some more time, what is that? I was talking about the karma and other things. Now when the difficulties come, we will get the help from one of the statement of Mother Sharda Devi. Don't let your mind be disturbed over these trivial details that will make you forget God. Whatever people may say, whatever might be the difficulty, remember God and do what you consider to be right. That is the only way. This is a statement of Holy Mother. Okay? I will take you through some of the beautiful other statements which will give us a lot of solace. Can anything be done unless, Swami Vivekananda is telling, can anything be done unless everybody exerts himself to his utmost? It is the man of action, the lion heart, that the goddess of wealth, Lakshmi, resorts to. No need of looking behind. Forward, we want infinite energy, infinite zeal, infinite courage, and infinite patience. Then only will great things be achieved. This Vivekananda's beautiful statement. Finally, with one incidence, what is that? It will be helpful to understand why and how do we get difficulties, how our karmas will start working, and we will go not only in this life and other lives, all the wrong things which has come, which we have committed, will put us into difficulty. So I will take you through one incident which happened recently in India. It's very interesting. What is that? Several years ago, when Chief Justice Ranganath Mishra was the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India, he was invited as the chief guest at the Law College of Puri, Orissa. On that particular day, before reaching the college function, he went to the Jagannatha temple, famous there in Puri, that Lord Krishna's temple, Jagannatha, where the Rath Yatra takes place, to have the darshan of Lord Jagannatha. Jagannatha means Lord of the universe. And while returning from the temple, see outside, some beggars will be sitting there near the thing begging. He heard someone calling him by his name. Because who will be there? It is a far off place. He is in Delhi and he is a man of some other state. But in this Puri Jagannatha Swami temple, outside the temple, he is hearing his name. Somebody is calling by his name. Oh Ranganath Babu, several times. He was astonished as to who could call him like this in a loud voice. That too near the temple entrance. And whether it was for him or someone else. In a dilemma, he looked back and saw one beggar with an ugly face inflicted with leprosy and bandage covering his hands, legs, calling this Chief Justice. Justice Mishra asked him, "Who are you? Why are you calling me? How do you know my name?" That beggar, that leprosy patient who was sitting there begging in front of the temple, the caller replied, "Sir, you do not remember me. I remember you because I am that notorious Kulia Daku bandit. I was that bandit, the notorious Kulia Daku, the bandit, a few years ago when you were practicing in Orissa High Court as an advocate or as a lawyer. I was your client. In a robbery and murder case, I was awarded lifetime rigorous imprisonment by the lower court. But you had fought my case in appeal before the Odisha High Court and got me acquitted. But actually, you didn't know I had committed the crime. I was the culprit, as I had murdered one person and looted his money and gold. Similarly, in other cases also, I was set free without any punishment. He continued, Sir, though I was set free by the justice of human court, in the court of the Almighty, I was severely punished and contracted leprosy throughout my body, and consequently, I lost all my limbs. My family, my kith and kin hated me and drove me out from the village. Hence, now I am crawling on the road and begging for food near the temple gate. Sometimes someone gives food, or else I go without food. Hearing this, Justice Mishra gave him 100 rupees note and silently left with a heavy heart. At the law college function where he was invited, Justice Mishra narrated this true incident with tears in his eyes. He said, We are judges here to set free or sentence someone as per our wit. But there is one more upper court above where no wit works and the culprit would be punished for sure. Hope it is applicable to all in the present context also. It is called the law of retribution. Karma catches up. So God will not punish you. It is your karma, the bad karma, which come to us. But God, when you take recourse to God, when you pray to Him, that very karma, bad karma, the Lord will convert it into a help by which He will raise you to higher spiritual life. So that's why all these things are there to help us to go up, evolve in spiritual life. So we have learned so many things from the difficult situation in those righteous people. Why did they get difficulty? Now you might have escaped all the punishment, maybe somewhere in your earlier life, but the law of karma will catch you. Then at that time, the right time, if you are good, if you are leading a good life, if you are a man of God, thinking of God, then the Guru will come and help you to go above that. And though there will be difficulty, then you can insulate yourself, protect yourself. So by this Durga Saptashati, see every incident, we can connect it to our life and understand how we can overcome all the difficulties. So we will stop our discussion on this and we'll continue if God wills in our next week. Now we will pray one of the stotras, the Brahmadi Stuti, Sarva Mangala Mangalye.